Something inside NASCAR is starting to crack, and Bubba Wallace just said the quiet part out loud. Not about rivals, not about speed, about the way the sport itself is being run. And if he's right, this isn't just an annoyance, it's a competitive flaw that could be affecting races every single weekend. Here's where things stand. Bubba Wallace is having a mixed 2026 season. He sits 12th in the Cup Series standings. His teammate Tyler Reddick, he's dominating 5 wins in the first 10 races, leading the entire field. Wallace, on the other hand, has just one top 5 finish with a handful of top 10s, but hasn't closed when it matters. Then during a recent interview, Wallace didn't hold back. He pointed to one specific issue that's driving him crazy: restart procedures, especially at short tracks and road courses. And his complaint? Everything feels rushed. Let's unpack this, because it's bigger than it sounds. Wallace is talking about the choose rule, that moment before a restart where drivers pick their lane. It's supposed to add strategy, but according to him, at tracks like Martinsville and Bristol, it turns into chaos. Drivers scrambling, field compressing, no breathing room. Instead of controlled precision, it becomes a last-second sprint just to get lined up. And on road courses like COTA and Sonoma, the issue shifts. The choose cone placement comes so late that drivers barely have time to react before the green flag flies again. Now here's why this matters. Restarts decide races in modern NASCAR. If drivers are out of position, not because of strategy, but because of timing chaos, that's not competition, that's randomness. And in a sport where milliseconds matter, randomness is dangerous. What Wallace is really calling out here is race control structure, because this isn't about preference, it's about execution. When drivers are forced to rush into position, you introduce 3 major problems. First, competitive imbalance. Front runners can control the pace early, but mid-pack drivers get squeezed. That creates artificial advantages, depending on where you are in line, not how fast you are. Second, increased risk. Drivers accelerating hard just to catch the pack before green? That's how mistakes happen. Missed braking points, bad spacing, chain reaction incidents. Third, strategy breakdown. The choose rule is meant to be a chess move, but if you don't have time to evaluate lanes properly, it becomes a guess. Now, flip this to Wallace specifically. He's not dominating like Reddick, so his path to success? Execution, precision, capitalizing on moments. But if those moments like restarts are chaotic, it hurts drivers who rely on clean, calculated racing. And here's the real tension. Is NASCAR prioritizing entertainment pace over competitive integrity? Because speeding up restarts might look exciting, but if it compromises fairness, that's a long-term problem. Wallace isn't just complaining, he's pointing to a structural inefficiency that could impact every team on the grid. This is where things get interesting. Some fans will agree immediately. They've seen the stacking up, the last-second surges, the messy restarts. Others, they'll say these are just part of racing. Adapt or fall behind. And in the media, there's already quiet agreement forming. Even insiders have noticed how quickly those restarts spiral from calm to chaos. So now the debate shifts. Is this a real flaw or just another excuse from a driver not winning enough? That split, that's what fuels the conversation. NASCAR listens, they adjust timing, maybe add an extra lap before restarts or reposition the choose zone. Drivers get cleaner setups. Restarts become more strategic, less frantic, and the racing actually improves. Nothing changes. The chaos continues. More incidents pile up. And eventually, a controversial finish or worse, a major crash forces the issue into the spotlight. At that point, it's no longer a pet peeve. It's a problem NASCAR can't ignore. So now the question is simple. Is Bubba Wallace exposing a real issue or just reacting to a tough season? Should NASCAR slow things down for cleaner restarts or keep the chaos because it creates drama? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear where you stand on this. And if you want more real breakdowns like this, hit subscribe and stay locked into SportsWire USA.